I try not to think too far into the future, but, you know, obviously it has to cross your mind at some point.
Get past today, don't think about tomorrow.
Having fun and riding my bike, meeting people.
I've always been the sort of person to ensure that I look after myself.
We've got rising numbers of people with disabilities, rising numbers of older people, more people with dementia, and of course rising expectations as well.
I think we have various major problems. One of them is that we are providing care and support to people which is not going to be affordable in the future.
We expect to see something like half as many, again, older people in 20 years' time with some form of care need, and that puts a huge pressure on the system.
What's good about the current system is that we have a number of high-quality services that are supporting a number of very vulnerable adults. What's not so good is that the people who can access services is becoming a much smaller group.
Those who are in their 20s, they often don't think about getting old, but it is indeed inevitable. So it's really important that everybody contributes to this debate. We also know that there's going to be more of us that will live longer lives. We're not necessarily living healthier lives, so we'll need to provide more care and support.
The demand on the system is likely to increase substantially. The suggestion at the moment is that costs will go from something like £12.5 billion a year to something like £24.5 billion a year.
We have to get the system right because we have to work out who's going to pay for care and how people are going to get the care that they need.
I mean, however much you prepare for it, it's so expensive that you can't always cover the cost, can you?
I haven't thought about, where the money would come from.
I wouldn't be expecting to get anything from the government.
We pay all taxes, VAT, national insurance, so we expect that this government should take care of us.
For help and support, I'd look to my parents to help me out, but if they weren't around, I'm not really sure who I'd go to.
If I was disabled and I couldn't do anything, then I would look to the government for money.
We simply aren't going to accept what perhaps our grandparents accepted and our parents are dealing with now.
I think more people are going to want to exercise control over the services that they receive. They're going to want to remain in their own homes and receive services which help them to do that.
100% reliant, if you like. Without them, I wouldn't be able to get up in the morning, I wouldn't get dressed, I wouldn't have a bath. I wouldn't be able to look after Oscar, which actually, for me, is the most important thing. It means I can have a normal life, which kind of sounds a bit odd, but it means I do go shopping and I do get the housework done and I am in charge of all of those kind of little things that people kind of take for granted.
Well, I think the current system is getting far more user-focused, and I think that move towards personalisation is working well. But of course there is a long way to go, and we've got to develop services that are far more focused on the user.
Independence and flexibility, which has allowed me to do what I want, when I want and how I want. It's improved my quality of life because I can get out, I can do things that I couldn't do before. It's allowed me to get involved with a few voluntary organisations. I can't see it causing anybody problems other than it's got to make their life that much better.
Do what I've done because it's a big help, especially when you're alone. You know, you've got no family, you've got to have someone, haven't you? And they've been very good here. They help you. When I'm first here, they come and sort of see you to bed and all that sort of thing.
Where people have individual budgets, the evidence from our pilot work is that people feel more fulfilled, they feel their well-being is enhanced because they are in control of services. They're also designing services which are appropriate to their needs, so they only buy what they need to support them.
I've always wanted to have my own home, have my own independence, my own being in control, to be part of a proper community.
Immediately it became from somebody who was desperately unhappy to someone now who has lots of opportunities. He contributes to society in the work that he actually does. He has a very happy social life.
So much better, I feel fantastic. I've got my life back again. I feel in control.
Crucial to helping them get that control is to ensure that they got good information and advice about what support and services are available. Many are confused about what they're eligible for, what they're entitled to.
I wouldn't have a clue where to look for any help for any relatives or parents who needed social care.
You get so much information and you end up getting confused.
I think mainly it's the government to inform the public. You know, they have to inform the public about, you know, the services that they offer.
Most of us will pay taxes during our life, and our taxes pay for these services. So we will have a view about these services, and we want people to begin to exercise that view now.
If we are to move forward, then we need the whole of the society that we live in to understand the issues, to understand the aspirations of disabled people and older people.
People barely make enough provision for their own pensions, let alone thinking about the costs of care in the future. So I think this is very important that people get engaged, because otherwise they're going to have a bit of a rude shock when they realise how much they have to pay.
It's about being able to contribute to society rather than just being a taker. It's about paying taxes, it's about working, it's about having the same kind of life aspirations that everybody else takes for granted.
We are in uncharted territory if we're really going to deliver this sustainable revolution that we're really talking about. Very exciting times.